Hello, my name is Dr. Steele, and welcome to Steele Mathematics, where lessons in Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, Pre-Calculus, and Calculus are taught. And today, we're going to be talking about using the unit circle to find the exact values of the trig functions of angle measures. But what I would like to do first is to show you where the basic exact values came from. It came from two special right triangles, the 30, 60, 90 triangle and the 45, 45, 90 triangle. From the 30, 60, 90 triangle is where we find the values of the sine, cosine, and tangent of 30 degrees and 60 degrees. The other special right triangle is the 45, 45, 90 triangle, where we find the exact values of the sine, cosine, and tangent of 45. So it is from these two special right triangles where we find the exact values of the trig functions of 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and 60 degrees. I'll give you a few seconds to look at these values. Because in the examples we're going to be looking at later, you're going to see where these basic values come from. So with that being said, let me introduce to you the unit circle. The unit circle is a circle whose radius is 1. And of course, the point at the end of the radius is a point on the circle, xy. So from the right triangle that was drawn, sine of theta, and theta is that funny looking 0 inside the angle. It's actually a lowercase Greek letter. But sine of theta is y, cosine of theta is x, and the tangent of theta is y over x. And the radius of that circle is called the terminal side of theta. A reference angle is an acute angle made by the terminal side and the x-axis. Now notice it says acute angle. Now theta is made by the terminal side and the right x-axis, or the positive x-axis. But when we're talking about a reference angle, it's an acute angle made by the terminal side and the x-axis, either side of the x-axis. So suppose that theta is the angle and alpha, another Greek letter, is the reference angle. Then in the first quadrant, where theta is between 0 degrees and 90 degrees, theta is its own reference angle. Remember, it's an acute angle. So since in the first quadrant, x and y are going to be positive, sine and cosine will be positive. Therefore, the tangent will be positive. If theta is between 90 degrees and 180 degrees, that means that the terminal side is now in the second quadrant. And in the second quadrant, x is negative, y is positive. Therefore, sine is positive and cosine is negative. Therefore, the tangent is negative. And as you can see, alpha, the reference angle, you get that by subtracting the angle from 180. the angle is between 180 and 270. That means that the terminal side is in the third quadrant, where both x and y are negative. Therefore, both sine and cosine are negative. Therefore, a tangent is positive. And to get the reference angle, you will subtract 180 from the angle. Finally, if the angle is between 270 and 360, that means that the terminal side is in the fourth quadrant. That's where x is positive and y is negative. Therefore, sine is negative, cosine is positive, therefore tangent is negative. And to get the reference angle, you would subtract the angle from 360. But now, suppose that the measure of the angle is exactly 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, or 270. Well, according to the coordinates of the points, you see sine of 90 and cosine of 90. Remember, cosine is x and sine is y. And also at 90 degrees and 270 degrees, tangent is undefined. Because remember, tangent is y over x. And in both cases, 0 is in the denominator, which should not be. So that's why for 90 degrees and 270 degrees, tangent is undefined. One last thing. Sometimes the measure of the angle will be more than 360 degrees, which means that that angle and another angle might share the terminal side. Therefore, they would be called coterminal angles. So as you can see, theta and beta have the same terminal side. Therefore, they would be coterminal angles. So with that being said, let's look at some examples. Let's say you ask to find the cosine of 210 degrees. Okay, so 210 degrees is between 180 and 270. Therefore, the terminal side is in the third quadrant, meaning that the cosine is negative. Therefore, the reference angle will be 210 minus 180. Therefore, this would be negative cosine of 30 degrees, meaning that this would be negative square root of 3 over 2. Remember those values we have obtained from those two special right triangles. That's where the square root of 3 over 2 came from. So another example of that is tangent of 45, which we know to be 1. Again, from those two special right triangles. Next, we have the tangent of 330. Which 330 degrees is in the fourth quadrant, meaning that tangent is negative. And the reference angle, you will subtract 330 from 360. 360 minus 330 is 30. And therefore, negative tangent of 30 will be negative square root of 3 over 3. And again, that square root 3 over 3 comes from the values we found from those two special right triangles. All right, number 4, we have sine of 3 pi over 4. Now, 3 pi over 4 is in radians, so what we need to do is we need to convert that to degrees. And to do that, we replace pi with 180 degrees. Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking. Isn't pi 3.14? Well, yeah, pi itself equals 3.14, but pi radians, or 3.14 radians, equals 180 degrees. So we got 3 times 180 degrees divided by 4, and that will be 135 degrees. So now 135 is between 90 and 180, meaning that the terminal side is in the second quadrant, meaning that sine is positive. And to get the reference angle, we subtract 135 from 180. That'll be the sine of 45 degrees. And the sine of 45 degrees is the square root of 2 over 2. So now we have sine of 960. Now, 960 degrees is more than 360. So let me show you what you do. Using long division, we divide 960 by 360. 360 goes into 960 2 times. So 2 times 360 is 720. 960 minus 720 is 240. Now, we go by the remainder. So, we're looking for a sine of 240 degrees. The 240 degree angle and the 960 degree angle would be coterminal angles because they have the same terminal side. So now we're looking for a sine of 240. 240 degrees is between 180 and 270, meaning that the terminal side is in the third quadrant, which means sine is negative. And to find the reference angle, you subtract 180 from 240. And this would be negative sine of 60 degrees. Therefore, this would be negative square root of 3 over 2. So we have cosine of negative 45. Now here we got a negative degree measure. So to make it positive, we're going to add 360 degrees to it. And you will get 315 degrees. 350 degrees is more than 270 and less than 360. So this is in the the fourth quadrant. And in the fourth quadrant, cosine is positive. 360 minus 315. And 360 minus 315 is 45 degrees, which will be the square root of 2 over 2. All right, next we have the cosine of 1,470 degrees. This is again more than 360. So what you do is, using your long division, we're going to divide 1,470 by 360. And 360 goes into 1,470 4 times. 4 times 360 is 1,440. And the remainder is going to be 30. So we're looking for cosine of 30 degrees, which is the square root of 3 over 2. Okay, finally, we're looking for the tangent of 2 pi over 3. 2 pi over 3 is in radians, and we need to convert that to degrees by replacing pi with 180 degrees. Remember, pi radians equals 180 degrees. So we have 2 times 180 divided by 3, which gives you 120 degrees. Now 120 is between 90 and 180, which means that the terminal side is in the second quadrant, where tangent is negative, and the reference angle would be 180 minus 120, which will give you negative tangent of 60 degrees, which will be negative square root of 3. So your solution is negative square root of 3. So as you can see, it comes from knowing the values of these special right triangles. And the unit circle is basically for stating that if the value are going to be positive or negative. It depends on which quadrant the terminal side is on. I hope that you have a wonderful and blessed day.